Hello, my friend.
You look great, man.
Trying. Didn't
You
get
look
much sleep.
great. Go Browns.
Oh, yes. Oh, it was such a good night last night. Such a good night. I actually had a rarity. Usually I work every Sunday, so I don't get to watch the Browns games with my family. So last night was something special. Brady, of course. Josh is still in San Diego, but my brother dropped by, so that was nice. It's a good time.
I didn't get the invite.
You were out doing something important, hobnobbing with. You were probably over Stafford's house breaking down film of the Lions.
I wasn't. I actually went to a bar yesterday with a couple of my friends to watch the Dodgers.
A bar?
Well, it's a restaurant. We sat at the bar, though.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, I can't do the big bar stuff. I can't hang around that many stupid people at once, listening to them opine about sports opinions. I have enough stupid ones of my own.
I have a great place for you then. It's close. Well, it's not really that close for you. Never mind.
Offline.
Well, you're right. You have a lot of stalkers and stuff. We can't be.
I don't live behind those posh gates like you do, where they will, take care of you upon entrance.
Yeah.
All right, anyway, let's welcome you to the Friday playoff edition of Baseball Today, presented by our good friends at Dugout Mugs. We will tell you how you can get your hands on one of these freebies. That's right, as Dugout Mugs is giving away $25,000 worth of free product, and that's amazing. But let's get to it. Dodgers won their 7th straight elimination game over the last 2 seasons. They bust out the bats against Max Fried and the Atlanta Braves. They send the series back to Atlanta. Are you confident that the Dodgers bats have awoken?
Yeah, I mean, obviously yesterday they were awoken. Big day from the bottom of their lineup. I think from 6 on, they just absolutely crushed it. Pollock with 4 ribbies. But he had 2 homers and CT had 3, which is amazing. They woke up for 1 game. And, that could carry over. I think the travel day is good for Atlanta. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But they still got to go through Ion Anderson. They still got to go through Morton. I'm still confident in this Braves team. Although I'm happy the Dodgers, decided to start scoring some runs. I think it's going to make it interesting here in the last 2 games because we're going to have who's tonight? Is it Scherzer tonight? Tomorrow, Scherzer and then Buehler. I mean, it's going to be a hell of a last 2 games of the season if it gets that far. So I'm excited to see them, kind of get the bats going. Now the Braves have to answer that tomorrow.
Everybody wants to talk about CT3 getting a 3-homer game, which is amazing. Jason Stark, the Hall of Famer, again pointed out in his outstanding column that Chris Taylor had 1 week all year where he hit 3 homers, let alone 1 game. So very impressive. Pollock did his thing. Excuse me. To me, I thought the biggest headliner last night was that Trey Turner got 3 hits. Because if he gets going, he has been the missing ingredient throughout the entire playoffs. He's been MIA. He's been on the side of a milk carton. He has been a non-factor. If he gets going, to me, that's the biggest part here. You can talk all you want about Chris Taylor and A.J. Pollock. This team runs differently, literally and figuratively, when Trey Turner's on base.
I agree. I'd argue that I think at this point, it's almost more important for that bottom half of your lineup to be producing or at least getting on base so you can set up for these guys at the top of your lineup. Obviously, they have to kind of get it going. But if I was the Dodgers, I would choose to have this type of game right now. Have my bottom part of my lineup go and then put runners on for those guys at the top of the lineup. So, yeah, I'm excited about Trey Turner too. Mookie, he got a hit yesterday, and then also Belly 3 hits yesterday. So he's kind of kept it going, which is nice. Mm-hmm. And yeah, it's going to be up to Canada to answer back with their bats.
Also, Albert Pujols on base 3 times as well. I will tell you this: when the Angels parted ways with him, I was like, "There's no way that he could start for a contender." Then when he signed with the Dodgers, I was like, "Okay, what does this mean? How's he going to help?" He's mashed left-handed pitching. I was wrong on that. Is he an everyday starter? Absolutely not. Is he going to start against Ian Anderson? I would be shocked if he did. But he's been amazingly productive. There's no question about it. With all that being said, do I expect this to carry over? No. because they had a big blowout win in Game 2 against the Giants. What happened in Game 3 when they got back to Dodger Stadium? They lost 1-0. So could it happen again where they score 8 runs on Saturday? It could, but last night we'll have one doesn't mean the other in my world.
100%.
Okay. We agree on something.
Yeah. I was trying to say, you can speak so much more eloquently than I can. That's exactly what I was trying to say. Like, this doesn't mean that for the rest of the playoffs, the Dodgers are going to go gangbusters.
Right. I will say this. One of the many reasons I love the playoffs is that Chris Taylor, who was the Dodgers' first half MVP and then went down the drain in August and September, limped into the wild card game, did not even start the wild card game because he was in an 8-for-72 slump, ends up hitting the walk-off, and since then has just pretty much been a machine. So I love the ebbs and flows of a season. I don't know how you guys deal with it. Like, if I have a bad day, sometimes it carries with me. It's what makes you guys you and what makes us as fans us. It's pretty remarkable. It's pretty good.
I mean, you just have to forget the previous day, good or bad. That's just how you. So you teach yourself that. That'll tell you, everyone listening or watching as a fan, like they already forgot about yesterday. It's on to the next day. Both teams.
Yep. Freddie Freeman was asked afterward about blowing a 3-1 series lead in the NLCS a season ago. This was after last night's game. He says, "We don't have a choice but talk about it until we kill the narrative. Will having the day off help or hinder Atlanta because of this?"
I think it'll help him. I think Freddie's approaching it the right way. Like, go full forward towards this thing. Like lean into it. Like, don't let it scare you. Yeah. We screwed up last year. We had a 3-1 lead and we lost it. This year we had a 3-1 lead. We lost the next game. But we have 2 games in our home park. If you were to tell the Braves and all of the Atlanta fans that if you would have a 3-1 lead and you had Max, Ian, my bad, and Morton going for you, and all you had to do was win 1 game, you'd be stoked on that. So that's the kind of attitude they have to have. Look, we get it. It happened. It could happen again. But I trust our ball club to go out there and win one of these next 2 games with those 2 guys on the hill. So I think that Freddie's doing the right thing, talking about it. Don't let it be like, ooh, I don't want to talk about it. That creates the boogeyman, man. You don't want that. Go full force into it. Understand, you're at home. 1 game out of the next 2 you have to win to go to the World Series. I think they should be very confident still. Don't let, this game 5 dictate how you feel in the next 2 games.
I wouldn't even say we have 2 opportunities. I would say we're going to win on Saturday night. It's that simple. I wouldn't look at it as I heard Snitker last night say, hey, we have to win 1 of the next 2 games. No, you don't. You win Saturday, you don't have to play 2 games. I would look at it that way. And once again, there are 2 totally different perspectives happening here. There's the Atlanta fan base, which not only has to deal with the fact that the same team came back from 3-1 down a year ago, but all the other sports, right? The 28-3 blown lead in the Super Bowl. I mean, people will never let them live that. Tom Brady still doesn't let them live it down. He still mocks them on social media once or twice a year in his little comments that he has. So there's the Atlanta fan, which I understand the trepidation. I get it. But then you have to tell me, as a ball player, if you were in that situation, would you even be thinking about it just a little bit?
No, I don't, because I think, these are just different years. It's a completely different thing. We just talked about how 1 game doesn't roll into the next. Don't tell me 2020 rolls over into the postseason of 2021. In our minds as fans, as people watching the game, sure, we think about all that stuff. We think about the Falcons. I even think the Hawks have blown some stuff there for them. I get it. Because we always hear it and talk about it. But trust me, the players aren't really focusing on what happened in 2020 right now during the middle of the postseason. They're not.
Mm-hmm. Somebody said, hey, Rosie, watch that. Don't put that bad juju on us. Watch your mouth. No matter what I say, I don't have any, I don't deal with the outcome here. I don't do anything. I'll be the guy that gladly types on the Twitter that somebody's got a no-hitter in the 7th inning. I have no effect on it. 0.
It's true you don't.
0. I just want to let you know. The Braves do have this going for them. No team has ever come back from 3-1 series deficits in consecutive postseasons.
That's true. See, there you go. That's the narrative.
It has happened twice in one postseason. Kansas City Royals came back from a 3-1 ALCS deficit against the Toronto Blue Jays, then came back from a 3-1 series deficit against the St. Louis Cardinals to win the World Series. So it's happened in a singular postseason.
That was a long
time.
Never that.
Yes, that was a long time ago. Yeah. Very
I'll
long
still
time.
never forgive Carlos Correa for booting and ground ball sending the Royals to the World Series.
Yeah.
That hurt, man. I mean, I love all those guys. I'm like, now I'm like happy that they won a World Series, and I can go look at it when I go to Moustakas' house, and it's beautiful. But at the time, your division rival, like going to the World Series, that hurt.
Get it. All right, I was telling you about Dugout Mugs. Here we go. Our good friends at Dugout Mugs are giving away $25,000 worth of product. I'm going to repeat and scream it to the hills. They're giving away $25,000 worth of product. And we want you to get in on the sweepstakes right now. Every single order that you place at dugoutmugs.com is going to include a free knob shot. One of these bad boys. It's valued at $25, and this is going to happen for the first 1,000 people that go to dugoutmugs.com and use the word JOMBOY. It's the first 1,000 orders, okay? Now, the key word about using JOMBOY is that you are going to save 35% off the rest of your order. So you order something up, you'll get 35% off. So if you order $100 worth of product, you're going to actually only pay $65. Then you get a free $25 knob shot. That's for the first 1,000 orders. So you got to get it in now. Dugoutmugs.com. Use the keyword JOMBOY. It's better than their Black Friday sale. You take this bad boy, you throw it down, you say, I'm the baddest MFer around. Woo! Got me?
It's a whistle.
So yesterday you taught us about the finger pop, which I was very pleasantly surprised that I pulled off. And now you're doing the... Okay.
It's so versatile. You can do so many things with the knob shot. Go get you one.
Ahoy. It even makes for a great Halloween costume if you want it. You can take that bad boy around, walk around the neighborhood. Everybody's going to be like, where'd you get that cool eye? Dugout Mugs. Oh, I'm the weird one. I see.
Come on, man.
Get back to our show.
Get locked in right here.
The Astros can make their third World Series appearance in the last 5 years by winning Game 6 as the Boston Red Sox come to town tonight. The biggest key in tonight's game is
the starting pitching. We got to watch, man. We got Nate Dogg on the mound for the Red Sox. If he goes out there and does his thing, it's going to be a long night for the Astros. On the flip side, we got to watch Luis Garcia, who's starting on a bad knee or quad or something like that. I'm not even sure if he ever came out and said what it was. He lasted 1 inning against them last time in Game 2, I believe it was. So we'll see how he does, because if the Red Sox knock him out early, it's going to be, again, a long day, long night for the Astros. He's pitched a lot better at home than he has on the road, which is comforting for the Astros. And they're in the same boat as Atlanta. Got to win one. And I think that's how you approach it. You put the last game behind, or excuse me, you just go out and forget about last game, good or bad, like I said, and go try to get to Nathan. It's going to be tough for them, but they can do it. In that park, I don't care who they're playing. It's an all-star team. The Astros find a way to win at that park. So my number one thing to watch for is the starting pitching, because it's almost like so contrasted. You think Nate's going to go 7, and Luis, you don't even know what's going to happen. So that's kind of the key for me. What's going to happen?
Well, except here's the bugaboo with Eovaldi. He threw 24 pitches in that Game 4 loss. What sort of residual or carryover effect is there going to be in his start for Game 6? He says it's not a big deal. With Julio Urias, and I know everybody's different, and I know that Urias had pitched a little bit more in the previous series, but Urias came out and threw 1 inning in Atlanta in Game 2. Didn't go well, just like Eovaldi. came back in game 4 and was not sharp. So, Eovaldi still might be throwing 100, but guys can lose their sharpness. You hear it all the time. John Smoltz talks about it on the broadcast, that's the difficult part when you're moving from the pen to the rotation, and he did it, he did it throughout his Hall of Fame career, so that guy can speak to it. The other side of this is Garcia. His pitching line has been horrible. Less than 4 postseason innings, 10 runs, 7 hits, 6 walks. Like, what's a great start for him tonight? What does he have in mind for his goal?
8 innings pitched, 1 run, like Framber did. I mean, it's almost
no. Okay, that's not realistic.
I think if he gets into the 5th, they'll be very happy.
I think he would take 3 innings.
Sure. Yeah, me too. Like 3 good innings, yeah.
Yep. So I think he would take 3 innings, and then Jake Odorizzi, who had to come in and warm up in front of everybody. By the way, can we change that fucking rule? I had enough of that thing.
What?
Guy gets hurt. Don't make the guy warm up, do all his warm-up bullshit on the mound.
Well, he doesn't
let him do it out. Huh?
I don't think he has to. He could.
No, I think he has to.
I don't think so.
Why would he have done it on the mound then? He said, I felt naked out there. Like, they were watching all of my pitches. I felt rushed. So why would he have chosen to do that?
I've obviously played for a long time, and I've only seen guys go do it on the mound, and my thinking is they want to go and touch that mound rather than the bullpen mounds. I don't know if they have to do that. You could prove me wrong. That could actually absolutely be a rule. I've never heard of that. But I don't know. Yeah, I don't think he chose to do that. Or he did choose to do that.
I'm
confused. What's happening?
Well, his post-game interview, it sure as heck didn't sound like he chose to do it.
Now I got to look. I got to call some pictures and find this if that's actually a rule that he has to do it on the real mound.
Okay, if it's not a rule, I apologize. If it is a rule, let's change that shit, because that's got it. I've had enough of that. So, anyway, Odorizzi's only pitched twice in the last 20 days. So he threw 82 pitches the last time we saw him. Can he give them 3 really good innings, maybe only giving up 2 runs to that vaunted Red Sox offense? We'll see. I don't know. A lot of questions. A lot of questions bouncing around. Yes, sir. Go ahead, caller.
Another thing about Nate Dowell, our guy, Josh Donaldson made it a point to say, they brought him in that 8th inning, and the Astros got another look at him. Another thing I want to talk about, that could come into play, but the Yankees had something. This is 100% for sure. The Yankees had something on Eovaldi. Like, we heard from a very, very good source, the Yankees had something on Eovaldi, and it was something that only the batters could see, because Jimmy and I went through all video that we had at our disposal, couldn't find anything. So we know Houston can – all ball clubs look for stuff like this. Houston can do it as well. After facing him this many times now, I think they've watched him twice. Can they find what the Yankees found? I'm curious to see. And the way, as a viewer, you can tell, watch what they're doing to his off-speed pitches. Watch how they're taking it, and watch if they're swinging at it at all. If they start just taking his off-speed pitches, you know something's up.
Okay. Interesting. Very interesting. All right, finish the sentence. The Red Sox will force a 7th game if...
I think they score like 6 runs.
Oh! Did you read off my paper?
No. I think that's what it's going to take tonight, because I don't – unless the Astros find that tell, I think Nate Dogg's going to go out there and have a good game. Maybe they get to the bullpen a little bit, maybe they don't. But I think 6 runs is going to be the number here that gets the game won. So Red Sox bats just have to kind of come out and play, and then I think they force a game 7.
Well, to me it's 6 runs, because it's more than just I think that they actually will win according to what they've done in the playoffs. If they score at least 6 runs, they are 6-0. If they don't, they're 0-4. I just looked at the simple math.
Love that.
Doesn't mean that's totally an if-then, but I will go with what has transpired here so far in the postseason. 6 is their magic number. They win. If they don't get to 6, they don't win. So keep that in mind.
I think again, maybe I'd have to look up all the stats here, but it seems to me like the team that homers more wins the game. So
Yeah,
keep those in the ballpark as much as you can, because they do tend to put runners on base at an alarming clip at home, and all it takes is a pop up to left field, and you got a 3-run Jimmy Jack. Keep the Astros in the ballpark. I think that's also going to help your chances.
Yeah, I think teams are something like 15-1 in the playoffs, or 16, crazy numbers when they out-homer the other team. All right, last thing we saw on social media, Juan Soto of the Washington Nationals got out on the ice with the Caps and started taking some faux slap shots. And the first one, it was a big whiff, and the second one was not only a big whiff, but a big tumble. Did you laugh like, ha, that was so funny? Or were you like, holy shit, what are you doing on the ice?
The latter. You know, like, I get it. You want to live your life and do all these things, and he has the right to do that if he wants to. But, boy, you're looking at the, like, ACL and the MCL, and you're like, just stay intact for me on that ice, please. Because come on, man. You're like the second best player in the game right now. Like, we need you in baseball, and especially in Washington, they need you. They need something to cheer for in Washington after getting rid of Turner and everybody else. So I was cringing at that. It's scary. I don't want one of our young guys going out and doing something stupid, and then all of a sudden, oh, Juan Soto's out, won't be ready for the start of spring training. Don't need that in our lives right now. We love you, Juan. We love you.
In addition to watching him play, loving watching him play, that is a $500 million body we are talking about. And dude, go sign that contract first, and then you can take as many slap shots as you want. Please. Like, when he fell, look at the video. His shoulder, like, he fell right on here. Baker Mayfield popped his shoulder out of joint when he fell like that on the ground. He freaking fell on ice. I was like, what are you doing?
Hey, just all you have to do is look at, like, what happened to Belly after he popped his shoulder out. Like, he had to change his swing. Fernando Tatis, just playing baseball, had to change his swing. Juan, like, let's just chill out a little bit, bro. Like, come over here. We'll play video games, and we'll just talk about how awesome you are, and you can teach my son how to hit.
Yeah. I mean, enough, please. What do you have coming up on JOMBOY?
I'm doing TB, talking baseball right now with the guys. We'll review the game, although there's not much to talk about from yesterday. Braves got their butt kicked, and then we'll preview the game tonight, which will be fun. I believe Zach Short's in the building, so I don't know if he's going to join us as well. Tigers shortstop. That's it, man. What do you got?
Latest Rose rotation with Chris Bassett is out for public consumption. Really enjoyed the conversation. Took us to a lot of interesting places. Huge Browns fan, so that was fun for me. The story that is out already is the one with Miguel Cabrera, where they had an at-bat against one another in 2019, where Miggy ends up, like, sticking his tongue out at him. And, you know, Bassett was trying to, like, pull a fast one on Cabrera, and Cabrera's like, dude, what do you think, I just got here? And starts laughing at him. Bassett called it his favorite at-bat. It's a great story. He does tell us about, obviously, the line drive to the face and why it wasn't as big a deal as everybody made it out to be, which I found fascinating. I could not believe that. He talked about a story from earlier in the year. I don't know if you remember, he threw a complete game shutout against the Angels and then had, like, a big breakdown. Like, he was really teary in the Zoom afterward, and we kind of went through that as to kind of why he was at that point in his life. And just a lot of good, fun stories, you know. He's a good storyteller. I was pleasantly surprised.
Love that. He's turned into a great pitcher too, which is cool.
Yep, absolutely. We are back at it on Saturday. You have to coach games. What do you got?
Oh yeah, dude. I have an 8:00 baseball game tomorrow, followed by a soccer game. So yeah, we might have to have Ashton here. Okay.
Well, we will have somebody here. Definitely. I will not be flying solo. Yeah.
Sunday I'll be ready. Saturday is Ash Day. Ash Saturday.
Very nice. Enjoy Game 6 of the ALCS tonight. Go root on whatever. Oh, by the way, we got to pick a winner. Let's go.
Tonight. It's hard to go against the Red Sox tonight. It really is. And people say I have the power to curse teams, and I kind of want the Astros to win tonight. So go Red Sox.
I root for more baseball. Go Red Sox.
Oh my gosh, the Astros are for sure winning.
I know exactly. Go run. Punch in your bets right now, folks. Take the Astros.
I got Xander Bogaerts going like on the train tracks tonight.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's a shot.
Yeah.
Serious shot. All right, everybody have an amazing day. Enjoy your baseball. Enjoy Game 6. We'll see you here tomorrow. Maybe Trev will join us from the field as he's giving the old hit and run to the kid.
Just growing the game of baseball. It's what I do.
I know you do. All right, everybody. Have a great day.
Love you.